Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming along to the Learn and Share with Northamptonshire Community Foundation. So this morning's session is called Smart Fundraising, Building a Simple Strategy When You Don't Have Time, and it will be led by our lovely CEO, Rachel McGrath.
Oh, thank you, Claire. I'll do that fibre later.
But before we get started, it'd be great if we could go around quickly and introduce ourselves. If you just your name and the organisation or group that you're from. So I'll start. I am Sandy and I work on the grants team at Northamptonshire Community Foundation. And I'll pass over to Laura.
Morning, everyone. I'm Laura and I'm also on the grants team at NCF. So I'll pass over to Sarah.
Morning, Sarah Hale, Community Law Service. If I'm passing on, so I can't see many people, there's a Daventry contact, so I'll pass on to them.
Hello, I'm Kristen, Office Administrator at Daventry Contact. And sorry, my camera's not on. It's fixed to face the wall, so you won't see anything anyway. Sorry.
No problem. Thank you. If we go over to Connie. You might not be able to hear us yet. So in the meantime, we'll go over to Esther.
Hi, I'm Esther, lead music therapist with Thomas's Fund.
Lovely, thank you. And then we have Nade.
Hi, yeah, Nade Springett. I'm the volunteer coordinator at Northamptonshire Domestic Abuse Service.
Thank you. And Victoria Bell.
Hi, I'm Victoria Bell. I work with Made with Many arts organisation in Corby and Wellingborough.
Fantastic, thank you. And Google Pixel 6.
Yes, I'm Martin Wood from Daventry Area Community Transport.
Smashing. Thank you very much. And I think that's everyone, I believe. Okay, lovely. So just a quick note on a bit of housekeeping. So we'll do a Q&A at the end of the session. So if you have any questions, you can raise your hand at the end or you can pop your question in the chat and we'll make sure to come back to them at the end. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Rachel.
Thank you very much, Sandy, and welcome everybody. Thank you for attending. Presentation is being recorded and there are links on the slides, so I'm sure Sandy will be able to share the presentation with you afterwards. So let me just see if I can move my slides. Let me oh, there we go. It's working now. Thank you. So as my colleague said, this is smart fundraising, building a simple strategy when you don't have time. That's a bit of a misnomer, but hopefully this will provide a structure that won't make writing one feel overwhelming and hopefully energize and inspire you to rethink innovative ways in how you're fundraising with some handy hints and tips and links. So just a little bit of, words from the wise. We understand that we are working in a really difficult fundraising landscape at the moment, and we know that lots of small charities that we fund have limited time and resources. And the most powerful kind of strategy is a tool that you can use, not just a paper document that ends up on a shelf. So it's about working smart, finding low cost and high impact activities that can add value to your fundraising, making the best use of digital tools, your existing supporters, and simple, authentic campaigns that get to the heart of what you really do. And I quote this time and time again, but I really think this resonates with what the charitable sector is all about. And that's never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And remember, your passion and your commitment to supporting local residents is your greatest strength. And with your team, you can create lasting change in spite of the challenges through an extended cost of living crisis and pressure points. Do remember that. And just as a bit of inspiration, this is the Tredegar, the building that exists today of the Tredegar Working Miners Medical Aid Society. And this is just to really say that to reflect on the power of the charitable sector and change. And the clue might be in the background image of a certain welfare minister, Nye Bevan. But that small medical aid society transformed and grew and became the template for what we now call the NHS. So don't doubt the power of change that the VCSE sector brings to helping communities. I'm slightly biased, but I think the best ideas to support communities come out of our charitable and VCSE sector. So without further ado, I think it's really important that when you're looking at a fundraising strategy, not to be writing it on your own. Take a day out. There is a power in pausing and reflecting. Slowing down is sometimes the best way to speed up and culture each strategy for breakfast. If one person's writing the fundraising strategy and looking at it, it's just one person that holds that responsibility. So bring your team together and look at developing a fundraising strategy that your whole team buys into. Because that helps build working culture, it helps everybody share your mission and vision, and it helps re-energize your team. So it's about moving well and building the right mindset. So slow down, build your culture, speed up smarter. And remember, strategy isn't a plan, it's what an organization does, and that involves everybody, ideally from the outset. So, and on that staff and trustee away day, you just need 6 basic building blocks. Where are you now? Where do you need to get to? How much can you afford to spend? And we'll come on to that a bit later. How long do you have to raise the money? And are you set up to receive donations in terms of your financial systems? And what rules and regulations do you need to be aware of? So a couple of presentation slide notices. One is around fundraising compliance. If you're doing any kind of fundraising, even something small, you need to follow the Fundraising Regulators Code of Fundraising Practice. And again, all the links are in the slides, and this presentation will be shared afterwards. The code is there to protect the public, and it's to promote best practice in fundraising. So the key things you'll need to have in place is a clear and easy to find complaints policy, safeguards for collecting and handling donations within your team, and compliance with other relevant regulations such as safeguarding health and safety, food hygiene, licensing. And the other is data protection, GDPR, because keeping your supporters' personal information safe is essential, not just because the law says so, but it helps build trust and credibility for your charity and organisation. And the reasons why it's important are privacy and security, so protecting supporter information from unauthorised access, misuse or loss, legal compliance, general data protection regulations, it's the law, and trust and reputation. Your supporters are more likely to stay engaged when they know that their data is safe. So the first thing that you want to do in order to write your fundraising strategy, which you can easily write on 2 pages, it's the background work that matters, is developing a strong case for support. And you already know your strong case for support, but this is about distilling it and getting all your team to be on the same sheet as well. So the case for support is key to inspiring people to get involved. It tells them why your cause matters, and it also tells them why they should donate to you, and whether that's writing a grant application or persuading a prospective donor or the general public. So you should be clear about the difference you want to make. What are you trying to solve? Why is it urgent or important? How do donations make a real and visible impact? And tell real stories. Get to the heart of what you do. Stats and impact data are great, but stories connect emotionally. Share real life examples of the people you've helped. They're your greatest asset, and it's okay to keep identities anonymous if needed. Be transparent. Let people know where the money goes. Being open about your finances builds trust and shows you're using funds wisely. And include a call to action. Don't be shy. Ask for support. Ask people to donate. Ask people to volunteer. And ask people to share your message. So, funding research. there are a range of tools out there that you can use, and these are some of the ones that I really recommend from my own fundraising experience. And some of these also resources help you also find the right kind of tools for research and support. Charity Excellence Framework, it's a free online platform and it offers funder finder tools, grant search databases, practical advice for small charities. Northamptonshire Community Foundation, we have a fantastic help and resource page, which is built and updated via our brilliant grants team. And they're always on the end of a phone line to support you, to provide friendly advice. And also, if you haven't broached the arena of AI tools, the one that I would recommend, and it's free to sign up to, is Perplexity. You can use it to search for up-to-date grants, funding trends, or fundraising tips, and it can help you ask smart questions and get answers fast. And again, there's a link here. Funding Finder, here's a link. You can click through to find more funders than any other grants directory, categories for crisis funding, core funding, small charities and community groups. And there is another link for 60 downloadable grant lists via Charity Excellence. So these are tools at hand to do your upfront trust and foundation research. Help Finder, it can help you find advice, pro bono support, free services and products, including companies that make financial donations. Data Finder, a link again is there. It helps find data for your funding bids, fundraising research, impact reporting, planning and campaigning. And with Charity Excellence, there's some really great handy hints and tips. And this is just one example. It talks about going digital in your fundraising, because it's estimated that charities lose out something like 1.5 billion in donations annually due to lack of digital effectiveness and from securing and not having mechanisms to secure online donations. And we know that online giving is growing year on year. It's becoming more critical now than ever. Online fundraising. You might consider setting up an online shop if it's relevant. There's a link to how to do that, such as via eBay. Charity's Excellent framework website also lists over 70 fundraising platforms. It has links to 5 under auction and sell platforms. You might want to think about virtual events, and there's a link there to show you how to do that. You might want to consider text donations or contactless donations. Links there again to show you how to do that. And there's a link there to more fundraising resources. So hopefully these slides are a sort of one-stop shop to support your fundraising research. Website effectiveness. If you have a website, it's really important to review it regularly, because that could be a really easy win for you. And if you're a member of the Charity Excellence framework community, and it's free to subscribe, you can run website in their query system. It will give you an assessment of your website and links to the resources you need and what to do to update it, to make sure that it's the best effective tool that it can be to promote your cause and increase securing of donations. And also, return on investment. This is something you should look at your fundraising strategy away day with your team. Return on investment is a really key factor, but it's not often taken into account. I'm glad my head of finance isn't in this presentation, but I'm sure she will agree that charities will be focusing on reducing costs, but whilst cutting your fundraising budget may generate short-term cost savings, it's fundraising that generates the funding that you need. So you have to weigh that up and do an analysis. So looking at return on investment offers a much better way to get the most out of your fundraising. It's how much return you might achieve compared to the cost of doing so, and weighing out whether you do that fundraising event, whether you do that fundraising campaign or appeal. The return may not just be financial, and cost is both time and time and money. It may increase your number of supporters, raise awareness, build your staff's capacity and confidence in fundraising for your organisation. So do take those into consideration as well. So this is looking at your financial projections and building them into your fundraising strategy. It's often an iterative process, so you might not get the numbers you want first time round, but you've got to start somewhere. So don't be afraid of financial forecasting, and there's lots of great tools out there to help you do that on simple spreadsheets. But don't inflate the income figures simply to make the numbers work either. And I know I'm speaking to a number of experts who are honed in writing budgets, so you'll know what I mean. It doesn't change anything but the spreadsheet. Revisit your planning to see how you might realistically increase income. So, for example, have you missed an opportunity somewhere? Or you might consider taking funding from one budget area to invest in fundraising for the next year. And as long as you can be realistically confident in as much as any of us can be with any financial forecasting, you will remain sustainable in at least the medium term because you brought that time to develop alternatives and buy-in from your team. And then to add to the fundraising mix, think also about individual giving, one-time donations like collections outside supermarkets. Do you have a donate button on your website? Regular giving through direct debit from loyal supporters. Don't be shy from offering existing supporters other ways of giving to you regularly. Buying goods or services from your organisation if that's appropriate. And do remember, keep donor data safe and communicate well to build strong relationships. Community events. So the list is not exhaustive. Charity runs, bake sales, fates and more, and encourage your supporter base to do fundraising for you. It's great for meeting supporters face to face and growing your community of support. It can take time and resources, yes, so plan carefully to keep costs low. And a tip is also check local rules and safety advice before big events and all that comes with event management. Peer-to-peer fundraising. Supporters raise money through their own networks like social media. So see how your supporters could help enhance and amplify your message to donate and help support you to bring about the change that you seek in local people's lives, and encourage them to share on platforms across social media. Or use platforms like Just Giving or GoFundMe. It helps you reach many people with low costs. And also crowdfunding, raise money for a specific goal within a set time. And this is often done online. Crowdfund, Space Hive are just some examples. Some platforms offer match funding to boost your campaign, such as the Big Give. Do check that out by putting it in the search engine. And these kinds of approaches have been used for years to fund community projects. Also, organisational giving from local corporates and businesses. Businesses and groups like Rotary clubs can offer sponsorship, but also volunteering support, donations of goods or services. So reach out to local businesses, because mixing your different fundraising methods helps cook up a strong, sustainable future for your cause. So fundraising planning, it's not the strategy, is the plan. And a good way to build in a proactive plan is, once you've agreed on your fundraising mix and approach, make a calendar and start planning your events and activities for the year. Think about seasonal giving times like holidays, big events like Giving Tuesday in December. Do remember you have to sign up by July. Busy times for your team, where it might add pressure points, and cash flow as well. Speak to your finance lead or treasurer. Set a budget, decide how much money you can spend on fundraising, keep it realistic, but don't forget to offset the costs rather by return on investment. Set short-term goals as well. Choose simple targets like how much money to raise, keeping donors coming back, number of people at events. These help you see how you're doing to plan better. Remember, everything is a continuous improving and learning cycle. Check and learn, look back often. What went well? What could improve? And use what you learn to get better next time, because good planning really does make fundraising easier and more effective. So do build in check-in meetings with a task and finish group around your fundraising, and bring some of your trustees, your management committee, volunteers and staff into that committee if that's appropriate. And I say this because I think fundraising and communication work alongside each other. So communication And getting your message out doesn't have to be complicated, and a few simple steps can help re-energize your message and help grow support. So are you sending out regular press releases? Let local newspapers and online news sites know what you're doing, especially events, milestones, or success stories. Build relationships with the local media. Get to know your local journalists and radio hosts. A friendly email or thank you also goes a long way and will encourage them to request you to come on radio shows and otherwise. Contact your local radio stations to start that conversation, those connections and those relationships. Many are happy to feature community stories, and particularly when they've got slow news days. Reach out with a short pitch about your work and use social media. Share updates, stories, photos, and upcoming events. Keep it friendly, consistent, and engaging. And you don't have to do it every day. Once a week, less is more. A really, really thought out good message on repeat. And you know this, you know why your charity and your organisation is making a real difference, and you've got a unique mission-driven story to tell. So tell your story to inspire giving, and look at crafting a clear and heartfelt narrative that speaks directly to the heart of your supporters and future supporters, why your cause matters. Stories that resonate and stay with people are often real life impact stories because it's your neighbour next door. It could be a family member, a friend, it could be you. So use videos, social media stories, and all of these things are relatively cheap to use or free via smartphones, and infographics to bring your message to life. There are lots of free infographic tools that you can use. And you use that community and digital energy. So build a community online and turn online engagement into real world impact. So try a supporter selfie campaign. Ask your supporters to post a selfie or message of hope using a hashtag. Flood social media with positivity and personal stories. It's great for awareness. It's easy to join in. It builds connection and visibility, and it's not a lot of heavy lifting. And within that, share a rallying call. So together we are stronger. Every post, every pound, every volunteer lifts our community higher. Make it your message and share it regularly. And also end with gratitude and vision. A thank you goes a long way. Use inspirational quotes. Quotes from your team, quotes from your trustees, quotes from your volunteers, from your beneficiaries. They're the best asset to show how you're changing lives and making a difference. Showing appreciation, supporters' names, photos of key volunteers, and message from your community who are thanking you for your services. And this is just a really basic example, but I've just made up Hope at Home, Northamptonshire. We're looking at Sam and Sam's story and why your support matters to prospective donors out there in Northamptonshire. You see, because Sam was facing overwhelming anxiety and depression, and he was alone and without affordable help. But thanks to the lifeline of Hope at Home, Sam was able to stay connected with tailored advice, local peer groups, affordable counselling. Why does this matter? Because 1 in 4 people in the UK struggle with mental health each year, and just £15 fund a support session via Hope at Home for someone like Sam, and your support brings hope, connection, and healing. So you could share Sam's journey. So Hope at Home perhaps might create a weekly video diary. They might create infographics and real quotes to help break stigma, build a growing Facebook community, spreading awareness. A call to get involved, to help start a conversation, donate to fund support more journeys, and with a big ask, together we can make mental health support accessible for all. So a local story with a lasting impact. So you're saying to your prospective donor, imagine Sam alone in Northamptonshire struggling in silence, then one call, and on the other end, the organisation, because someone in this room cared. And that's the power of your support. You help us be there at the moment someone needs it most. And why this matters, we're not just fundraising, we're fueling hope, changing futures, one person at a time. Every act of support helps someone like Sam move from isolation to connection, from despair to strength. Thank you for being part of that change. It's a really compelling but simple narrative, and really gets to the heart of what this organisation is doing to help change lives. So And also, don't forget about storytelling with visuals. Make your message unforgettable and to truly connect with your audience. You can match a story, for example, Sam's story, with a photo that captures emotion or a local context, a simple infographic, a 30-second supporter or beneficiary video that helps make real voices real and impactful. Use powerful visual stats. And add visuals. Maybe you've got 4 people and there's a shaded icon for the 1 in 4, which outlines a clear call to action: be the one who brings hope. And why this works? Well, it works because visuals make information stick, real people make it relatable, and stats plus emotion equal action. It will compel people to give to your cause. So a really important message is that your fundraising strategy should align with your communications and how you're marketing and promoting and communicating with prospective donors and existing supporters. And then something that's really important is to take that information and create a standardized public presentation that your whole team can use. I'm a big believer in the art of repetition. Keep things simple and keep repeating it, and make sure that your board, your management committee, your staff and volunteers are repeating the same message. Speak from the heart. Use personal conversational language. Talk to your audience, not at them. Keep slides simple and emotional. I apologise if my slides aren't simple. But use short, clear sentences and strong images that really spark feeling from people. Invite participation. Ask questions like, what does this cause mean to you? Do you have an idea for a fundraiser? So make it a two-way interaction. Make people feel connected and responsible for your cause. So inspire, don't just inform. Share real local stories, uplifting quotes, and bold calls to action. Move your audience from awareness to action, one heartfelt story at a time. Developing your supporter base. Stay connected. Send regular updates with stories and news via social media, emails, and newsletters. Say thank you. Always appreciate your donors. Let them know that their gift truly matters. It's how you retain donors, and it's how you encourage them to give more or to keep funding you. Engage everyone, because of course not everyone can give money, and especially in the current climate. So invite people to volunteer, share your message, or offer their skills. Create donor journeys. Think of supporters as partners on a journey from first contact to regular giving, advocacy and beyond. Care for each step and build that into your fundraising strategy. Okay, so digital fundraising. You can help boost your fundraising online with some easy tips. Use crowdfunding for specific goals. Choose clear projects or urgent needs to fundraise for. Platforms like GoodHub, GoFundMe, Just Giving. Make it quick and simple to set up a campaign and share it. Make donations easy. Ensure your charity's website has a simple, user-friendly donation page. The fewer clicks, the better. Spread the word widely. Promote your campaign with regular email newsletters, frequent updates on free social media channels, and keep your messaging clear and consistent so that people stay engaged and motivated to give. Okay, so looking at digital and authentic engagement, you can make fundraising fast, friendly, and fun. Use mobile-friendly donation platforms. Most people now do give on their phone, so make sure your donation process is simple, quick, and works smoothly on mobile devices. Share short, engaging videos, and you don't have to be slick, you don't have to be glossy. You'll know from content, visual video content that you see on platforms, that people enjoy a bit of DIY, behind the scenes clips, updates and stories. Short videos grab attention quickly and keep supporters connected. And encourage real supporter stories. Invite your supporters to share their unscripted testimonials and user-generated content. So authentic voices, keep it real, build trust, help spread your message far and wide. And remember, use in the current world of digital transformation, it's really important to use data and tech to work smarter. So harness affordable AI and analytics. There are lots of free and low-cost AI tools out there that can garner insights from your donation platform to help you identify your top supporters, trusts and foundations, see which messages connect best, and continuously improve your fundraising approach. Be open and transparent. Again, keep repeating this, but it's really important. You don't need glossy brochures and slick videos. Share real impact stories with clear, tangible facts. Just £10 provides a meal to a family. That's achievable. That can motivate people to donate. And you're not asking for a large donation. Keep your supporters updated regularly with honest, easy to understand reports. Transparency builds trust and motivates giving. So make sure you have some simple processes in place to collect impact. Cultivate recurring giving and peer-to-peer support. So this is about donor retention and building a strong, lasting supporter base. Prioritize recurring donations. So you might want to, for example, create a special champions club to encourage your supporters to give monthly, to thank them for being loyal supporters, and to celebrate them publicly. You can offer exclusive updates or small perks to show appreciation, and this helps build donor retention. Empower peer-to-peer fundraising. Launch campaigns and let your loyal supporters fundraise within their own networks for you. Provide easy to share campaign links and tools and help them tell your story in their own voice. But importantly, ask them. They may never have been asked if they can support and endorse and help extend and enhance your message to encourage a bigger circle of those who want to donate. Partner with local businesses and be visible offline. So there's the online donation world, but there's also offline. So grow support through local partnerships and visibility. Offer local businesses public recognition. So picture win-win sponsorship, shout outs on social media or logo placement at events in exchange for donations, sponsorship or in-kind supplies. Think about the businesses that are on your doorstep. Look at the businesses via LinkedIn locally who are giving regularly and make an approach. Be visible in your community. Show up at local events. And there are lots of events you can hook into without it leaning into your budget or resources too much. So small efforts of networking help boost awareness and attract new supporters. Network regularly. It's lots of us are time pressured, but taking time to do some regular networking can help build connections by attending community meetings, introducing yourself to the local media, and keeping relationships warm and active. Some tips for standing out. It's unfortunately a very busy fundraising climate out there and lots of challenges in terms of some of the pressure points on giving and fundraising. So in order to stand out and thrive, celebrate what makes you really unique as a charity. And you are. So share the stories and approaches that only your charity can offer. Your uniqueness is your greatest strength. Be transparent and say thank you. Communicate openly with your supporters, thank them promptly, make every thank you feel personal and genuine. Stay flexible and curious, so embrace new trends and feedback. Experiment with fresh social platforms, try creative events, invite supporters to share ideas, keep your campaigns exciting and relevant. And in summary, fundraising presents challenges, opportunities, and growth. But it's not just about raising the money. It is about building your community of support, sharing your story, and creating lasting impact. So by staying curious, adapting to new trends, nurturing your loyal supporter base, crafting a compelling case for support, looking at different fundraising approaches, and planning with intention, your organisation can grow stronger and more sustainable every day. These are some key go-to resources, and my key takeaway, and the presentation slides and all the links are there, is go to the Charities Aid Foundation around fundraising fundamentals. They've got some fantastic resources. Charity Excellence, they are a fantastic free one-stop shop, and you even get a helpful bunny to help you navigate the platform. And then, of course, us, we're here to support you. We might not be your biggest funder, but we are one of your biggest local champions and one of your possibly reliable repeat funders. So thank you for listening, and I will stop sharing.